Yeah, I think people will be pretty happy with my winning phrase. You just got banged. Then I point to my bangs.
Tina, don't say banged.
What's wrong with banged? I banged you. I banged mom. I'm going to bang everyone in school.
Nobody's safe. Everybody's going to get banged. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, hey, what's up? It's the Huff. If you've never seen Bob's Burgers, that's one of the greatest, cartoon shows that's ever been made. Hilarious. Just every time I watch it, I'm like, this is just funny. It's just funny. Every single character I like. Every single character stands out. And that's a rare thing. Sometimes you watch shows like The Simpsons. Real quick. The Simpsons are great, right? They're iconic. But that being said, I get really annoyed with Lisa. Really freaking just, like you're like, yeah, but there's nothing really I want to quote from her. Bob's Burgers, everybody's hilarious. Anyway, fuck the system. The Simpsons is what I'm saying. Hopefully you're having a great day. A lot to get into. Cannot freaking wait. Hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening. And today's show is presented to you by Bet Online. In fact, Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. Bet Online has every stat, every matchup, even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. And if you think you know your stuff, I'm looking at you right now. I'm peeking in at you, watching, lingering. Anyway, I know you know your stuff. So you need to get in on this Bet Online's $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every single week for your chance at a weekly prize, as well as a share of that $200,000. Now, when the games are all over, get on over to their online casino and pop in on the action of blackjack or poker, or even unwind with one of their over 150 slot games. Go to betonline.ag right now. Betonline.ag right now to get in on the action. It's Bet Online. The game starts here. Before we jump into the show, gotta admit, a little out of sorts today. Not really sure why. The lighting in my studio seems right, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't feel right. Don't know what's going on with my brain. Seriously. It's the simple things in life. Maybe it's too dark outside because it's supposed to be cloudy today. Supposed to get some rain showers this afternoon, which is good because we need the moisture. We do. I want to be moist all day. Real quick. Can we stop with people that get pissed off about saying the word moist? It's not that big of a deal. Is it because somebody said, oh, I hate the fact that you said it's moist when you're talking about my vagina? And now you're thinking that every time somebody says moist, somebody's talking about your vagina. No, they're not. Well, some people might, but most of us, no, we just say, God, it's moist out right now. Then everybody looks around and be like, uh-oh, is somebody going to get mad? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a, frustrating because it's like, it's not that big of a freaking, big of a deal. And then like people are like, quit saying moist. You can't say moist. It's so offensive. It's such a dirty word. No, it's not. It's just describing moisture in the air. Don't come at me like I did something.
I didn't do fucking shit.
Yeah. I didn't do shit. Seriously, you do have people that are like, don't say moist. Like I don't need to be walking on eggshells when I'm describing the weather. Be like, oh, whoa, guys, I know it just rained. There's a lot of humidity. Just say humidity. Don't say moisture or moist. Why? Because somebody's going to rip your heart out and your throat out. And her name's Karen, okay? She might not actually be called Karen, but they're going to get mad. I'm sorry, ladies. I think most of us guys are a little tired of that. That being said, a lot of us do say that as a joke. Boy. This coffee sure is moist. You know what I mean, Todd. Well, at least your mom knows. Oh, boy. Anyway, I'm just saying, it's a rough go. It's a rough go. It gets a little tiring. Anyway, you know what's going to make us forget about all the moisture in the air and, all the negativity when it comes to moist?
I didn't do fucking shit.
Hold on. You're just jumping the gun, bro. Jumping the gun. Oh man, some people get offended by everything.
Right, as always.
Anyway, let's jump into the headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
This isn't really a shocking headliner once you start going through a story. You're like, yeah, what the hell do you do? What do you expect when you do stuff like this? When there's a reason why Ringling Brothers stopped using animals in their act. It's because it's just not nice. It's a horrible thing to do to train animals to entertain people. So when you see a headline like this, a Russian circus trainer was mauled by a 500-pound bear named Donut as children watch. You're not really surprised, but I do love the cute, adorable name for a killing machine. It's great, Donut. Listen, like I said, Ringling Brothers banned it. They live by the motto, you either adapt or you die. So they moved forward because they realized what they were doing was wrong. You know, you got animals just trampling other, just people and their trainers and stuff like that because they don't want to be kept. They don't want to be prisoners for your entertainment. It's bizarre. Now, the weird thing is I do have audio, so please you use caution when listening to this.
Everybody panic! There will be no refund! Your refund will be escaping this death trap with your life! You have a small child, use it as a shield in love and tender meat!
What? Why are you mad?
I didn't do fucking shit.
Don't get mad. Come on. What do you expect? And here's the thing. If you go to a show that has animals involved like that, it's kind of on you. You're encouraging the problem. But if you're like, oh, what's the matter, man? We're giving this bear a good life. They're getting kibbles and bits every single day. And I get my popcorn in the show. I don't know. There's nothing really too funny about the story other than the fact of, like, what do you expect, dude? You lock up a bear, chain him, and then you have like prods, like electrical prods to get him to do what you want to do. And then next thing you know, Mama Bear starts ripping your face off. You know what? I don't think most people have too much sympathy for you. I would say a rough guess of a global poll that I'm just pulling out of my butt. I would say 99% of the people out there on this planet really don't side with the guy that got attacked. They're like, yeah, go bear. Go Bears. Jesus. I don't know why it attacked me. It just came out of the blue. Here's what's crazy. The guy's going to live, and one of his other trainers rescued him by, prodding the bear off of him, and they finished the show. Okay? Obviously, he didn't get that hurt, but thankfully, for the guy's sake, he had something like, I don't know what it was, some sort of bar that he, luckily was able to grab and basically put that in front of the bear's mouth, and the bear couldn't, gnaw on his face. He dodged a big bullet. But will they learn from it and move on from it? No. Ringling Brothers just does acrobatics. Okay? So you got to adapt or die. And in this case, dude almost died. Jesus. You guys remember the song by Whitesnake? My sister used to have the old record of Whitesnake. Here I go again on my own. I'd play the actual song, but I don't want this removed from Facebook and YouTube because they remove just about everything. By the way, side note, did I tell you guys that my account is still suspended from making money on Facebook because I confused their AI and they can't fix it because they don't. Why? Facebook has the worst customer service out there for such a large company. They are the worst at customer service. But at one point, I did get a hold of somebody, and they said that the AI was confused based off of my impressions of Arnold Schwarzenegger for some movie. And I'm like, I don't even do a good Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I confused it. Your clothes, give them to me now. Why do you want to touch my penis? I don't think he's ever said that in a movie, but he should. He should. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. That's why I don't play the actual songs, because it's just too much of a headache. But anyway, a guy named Jim Dreyer, also known as the Shark, which, by the way, he nicknamed himself. You can't do that. You can't give yourself a fucking nickname. That's ridiculous. Be like, what's your name? My name's the Sausage King. Wow, why do they call you that? Because I decided I like sausages. Yeah, but who nicknamed you that? Is there a fun story behind it? No. I was just looking at myself in the mirror naked while I was eating some sausages, and I was like, I'm the Sausage King. Okay, you can't do that. You can't. Somebody has to give you the nickname. Unless it's your initials. Like if I wanted people to start calling me SD for some reason, which would be dumb because I just don't like the way that sounds. But then I could say, hey guys, can you just start calling me SD? I just don't like my first name, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Okay. But if I start saying, hey, can you guys start calling me the Hammer? You know, like people be like, why? Who calls you the Hammer? I do. When I'm pleasuring myself, staring into my soul every single night, I call myself the Hammer. I would really like it if you guys started calling me the Hammer. You can't do that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that guy's trying to swim across Lake Michigan. When people do these events where they're like, I'm going to swim across, Lake Michigan, or I'm going to swim across whatever, unless there's a charity attached to it, I just like, who gives a shit? And a lot of times there might be a charity attached to it, but there's like very little attention given to the charity. And that kind of bugs me. So I don't know why this guy's doing it. He did it like once before a while back. Then he's like failed like 3 times prior. As of right now, I looked this morning, he's about halfway through. And he's like 2 days in. It's a feat. If he can do it, that's very impressive. But at the end of the day, I mean, you're just doing it to do it. I mean, and there's no harm in that if you're doing it, but ultimately, I don't care, Mr. I nicknamed myself. I like to swim, so I'm going to call myself Torpedo. Watch out, fellas. I'm just going to get ya. I'm so fast. Shark. The guy's like in his 60s and he nicknames himself. It's ridiculous. Did you guys see the Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi thing on Netflix? We were talking about it prior because obviously Chestnut was, banned from participating in the Nathan's Hot Dog contest due to sponsor, confliction. And Netflix picked him up for a Labor Day special where those two would face off. Now, Kobayashi, I didn't realize this. Kobayashi was the reigning Nathan's Hot Dog champion from 2002 to 2007. Then from 2008, it was Joey Chestnut winning all but like once during the next 17 years. That's insane. For some reason, I thought Kobayashi had a bigger reign than that. But when you look at the two, who goes down in history as the best? It's Joey Chestnut by far. But anyway, two legends going head to head. I want to say they did it at least once prior. But Kobayashi ate 67 hot dogs in the 10-minute time frame. His record, by the way, previously was 76, but he was only able to down 67 hot dogs. Joey Chestnut hammered 83 fucking hot dogs. That's insane. He beat the snot out of Kobayashi. Who would have thought that it would be so lopsided? And if you don't think that's lopsided, I mean, that's insane. 16 different. That's crazy. Kobayashi, though, I still have a problem with that because he was on that Netflix special talking about how because of being a competitive eater, he fucked up his body. Like he can't feel the sensation of being full, and I don't believe he can feel the sensation of actually being hungry or something like that. And he's going through a lot of therapy. So what better way to do it than jumping back into the thing that fucked you over? That's like being a crackhead and be like, man, crack really fucked me up. Oh, man. And then making a big to-do about it. Be like, I know what will help my crack addiction. Crack. No, Kobayashi. What the hell, man? Here's allegedly some audio of Kobayashi after the event.
I eat because I'm unhappy. I'm unhappy because I eat. It's a vicious cycle. If you'll excuse me, there's someone I have to get in touch with and forgive. Myself. God. Sorry. I farted. It's a long road ahead.
It is a long road ahead. Sorry, I farted. That's so funny. Yeah, Kobayashi, come on, man. I know this is what you're known for. This is your bread and butter. But you can't go onto a Netflix series or show, a documentary talking about how you're trying to regain your life and how your whole family was worried about you and is currently worried about you because of the damage that your profession did to you. And then you go back and do what fucked you up. 67 hot dogs is nothing to sneeze at. The guy that won the Nathan's hot dog contest, I want to say only ate 58 hot dogs to win. So Kobayashi, just going slow and steady because he doesn't want to jack himself up. He still dominated the hot dog world. But Joey Chestnut obviously crushed it with 83. That's disgusting. I would like to see how many hot dogs I could eat in 10 minutes. I mean, right? I mean, if you have access to a bunch of wieners, let me know. And you and I could sit down, a couple guys, maybe ladies, and we could just slam some wiener. I want to see how many hot dogs I could eat in 10 minutes. But the problem I have with that is, what am I going to feel like afterwards? After eating, let's say I eat 20. What if I ate 20 hot dogs? That's impressive, but it's going to make me feel like garbage afterwards. That stuff has to come out. That's what I tell my son who's going through a growth spurt. He can eat an insane amount of food. My wife made meatloaf the other day. Oh, so good. She did a great job. Hey, Mom! Meatloaf! We need it now! What is she even doing back there? Anyway, she did a great job making meatloaf. It was freaking delicious. And she made her own special sauce to put on the top. It was a little bit spicy, but it was good. I loved it. My wife made 3 loaves of it, and my son ate basically 1.5 of those. So between my wife, my daughter, and I, we ate 1.5. Or no, we ate. God, my brain is not thinking. Yeah, we ate 1.5, and then he ate the other 1.5. I'm like, what the fuck, man? It's disgusting. And then 30 minutes later, he's in the pantry going, I'm hungry. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell's wrong with you, kid? But he runs around and he's lean and he's just solid. But I'm like, that's disgusting. Forget. And he's not even a teenager yet. He's 11. So that scares me because when he starts getting more active and more growth spurts and he's playing, say, sports in high school or middle school or whatever, it's going to be bad. That's where you say the phrase, they're eating you out of house and home. That's what's happening right now. And it's only going to get worse. I don't like it. Don't like it. But I respect the shit out of it. Anyway, So if I do a hot dog eating contest, I got to see how many I do. And I would say have my son do it with me, but I'd be afraid of like, can't be good for you. As a kid, you can't be eating that much. But anyway, hey, we got more coming your way. But first, one of the coolest things I get to do on this show is support and promote small businesses. And as the Huff Uncensored podcast gets more and more popular, the more people I can share that, information with, which is really neat. And right now, I'm actually doing a sponsorship special. I'm cutting my rates in half. Look at me. I sound like a car commercial. We're cutting rates in half. Pew, pew, pew. Explosion. So from now until October 31st of 2024, this year, if you and your business commit to a 2-month trial, you could be a proud sponsor of the #1 comedy podcast in Colorado. That's me. That's the Huff Uncensored. And it's only going to cost you half price right now. So go ahead and shoot me an email to huffpodcast@gmail.com for more details. So your company's message will be projected to the world via all podcast audio platforms, plus in the video world as well. So on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, which is X, and of course on Twitch. So with over 20 years in Denver media, I'm not just another podcast. I'm not like the Hawk Tuah Girl who just signed some deal with Jake Paul or Logan Paul, whatever. I'm not just farting around. I do 4 episodes a week. Okay? This is what I love to do. And I get it. Advertising budgets can be slim. I really do understand that. That's why I decided, you know what? Let's take care of the people as much as I can. And that's why I'm cutting everything in half and giving you and your company a big break, okay? Listen, you got the holidays coming up. I know it's going to get tight as we get closer to the end of the year, but you still want to project out your messages. That's where I step in and help you out. You help me out, I help you out. Half of the sponsor, so it's half off sponsorship rates if you commit to a 2-month trial by October 31st, 2024. Go ahead and shoot me an email to huffpodcast@gmail.com and let's get things rolling. Talk about a bad investment. I saw this yesterday. I posted it on my Twitter account @DeHuff Podcast. This is such a stupid investment, especially when you hear the price tag. Bugs Bunny sneakers. Okay. How much do you think Bugs Bunny sneakers will cost you? Wrong. $150. That's insane. Who would spend that kind of money? I jokingly said you could also set that money on fire. So I said something like that. Yeah, you could, take a crap on it in the toilet and flush it down the drain. You could do that as well. Does not make sense. If you got $150 to just shit away, send it to me, please. I'll take it. And I'll read your name for, 5 episodes. Be like, hey, special thanks to Dix McGee. Dix McGee, thanks for listening. Hey, maybe that's a way I can get some extra income. That'd be great. Let's go to the, Big Star Corner. And instead of investing in stupid Bugs Bunny shoes, this person decided to support the show. I was like looking around. I was like, for $150, what are some other dumb things you could buy for $150? So thank you to Amazon, because you could buy 18 toilet seat putting greens where you could actually sit on the toilet and they have a little putting green that is at your feet. You got a little club and you can practice your putting. Okay? You could buy 18 of those for all your coworkers, your friends, family. Christmas comes early, courtesy of the toilet seat putting green. You could also buy 16 calendars of dogs defecating. That's a thing. Those are things that you can buy on Amazon. You could buy 16 of those. Hang those all around the office. Oh, that would be I need to ask somebody in HR. If you're in HR, let me know. Would you get in trouble for that? I mean, it's adorable animals pooping. Would you get in trouble for that? I'm just asking. That would be that if you can't. Everybody gets offended by everything, but I mean, is it really that bad? Everybody poops. Come on. You could buy 11 yodeling pickles. Hey, speaking of yodeling pickles, Connery, no. Why? I can't do that. I can't do it. I was gonna do Connery's talking about a yodeling pickle. What were you gonna say? Because I was gonna say your mother was yodeling on my pickle last night. Oh my God! No! Ah, Connery, you sick bastard. That's funny though. You could buy 16 plant urinals. It looks like a plant, and it has like this little urinal thing in the middle, but your urine goes to help, feeding the plant, I guess. I don't know. I can't imagine your urine is healthy for plant life. I don't know. I'll start go peeing on people's gardens, see how they do. You could buy 10 mullet socks. The mullet socks are pretty freaking cool, actually. Like if you're going out, hanging out, camping with your buddies or whatever, you're drinking beer, put on some mullet socks. That would be awesome. Also, you could buy a bunch of crack. Hey, the NFL released a video promoting the start of the season. I believe they sent it out on Monday, something like that. And it has a bunch of highlights with some music and stuff like that. It's a 30-second promo. But here's what's pissing people off. In that promo, I want to say it's 5 times they show Taylor Swift, and people are pissed. Now, here's the way. There's a couple ways to look at it. One, yes, I agree. That's kind of annoying. She's not part of the game. You should, if anything, where you put her, you maybe put her once, okay? But you put other fans, the hardcore fans, like the Raiders guys with the shoulder pads and the face paint. You got the, Bronco Sasquatch and whatever. There's so many different ones, cheeseheads and stuff like that. Put actual fans in there. But I understand why they did it. And while I don't like it, I get it from a marketing standpoint because there's still those Tay-Tay fans that are becoming football fans. So that's why they did it. Let's keep them happy. Guys, don't forget, Tay-Tay, she's still going to some games and stuff. So you might want to tune in. It's more viewers. More viewers mean more money. And if they buy jerseys, that's great too. So I get it. While it irritates me, I get it from a marketing standpoint. It's just fucking annoying. It's like it's just a little much. They should have done one. That's it. Don't do 2 or more. But they did like 5. That's a little much. Also, by the way, there's like some rumors allegedly that there's some contract that got leaked out that it's the breakup contract / format of when Travis Kelce and Taylor break up and what they're supposed to say, what they're supposed to do, and everything like that. Lawyers are involved now for whoever created it because most likely that's fake. And let's say it was real for a second because there's like pictures on the internet and stuff, like you just Google that. If you whoever, most likely it's fake. But let's say it was real for a second. Well, now they're not going to go buy that. They're going to delay the quote unquote breakup because otherwise that would make it seem like that was real. But a lot of people are thinking, oh, well, looking at this, it is a PR stunt. They were just, pretending to be together or blah, 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 stuff like that, whatever. And now Travis Kelce's coming out saying that he's about ready to retire, which he should. While his body is not beat the snot as much, he should retire. He just signed that fucking $100 million deal for, what was it, like 3 years for his podcast. He should quit while you're ahead. I mean, Broncos country would appreciate it. We would. Okay. And you know what? Patrick Mahomes, you should retire too. That would be great. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. Yeah. You've done enough, Patrick. Go rest. Be a father. A good father would retire at this point, Patrick Mahomes. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Do you want to be a good father? Do you want to be a good football player? You're Hall of Fame worthy already. Okay. Just retire. What do you got to lose? Nothing. Nothing. Except for the love of your children. That's all I'm saying, Patrick. That's all I'm saying. That's coming from the heart of a Bronco fan. Because Patrick Mahomes has a lot of years left on him, and that's scary. But hey, you know what? The Broncos have Bo Nix. But kind of speaking of that, let's transition into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
This comes in from Tyson. He wrote me on Facebook during yesterday's show. Pumped for for football this year. Honestly, it felt like Russ being here killed the joy of football, and now we're back to normal. I would have to agree. The vibe here in Broncos country is great. Patrick Surtain the second just signed an extension for some fat cash. He deserves it. He does a great job. I was listening and I was producing a video with Troy Rank of the Denver Post, and he also does a podcast. And Troy was talking about how Patrick Surtain is great defending the ball, but what he would like him to do more of is attack the ball and create some turnovers. Like his interceptions have gone down. He's still a great player. He's still, arguably the best cornerback in the league. It's a great debate, but he's definitely worth the money. But it would be nice if the Broncos could get back to that turnover mindset. Attack the ball. Like Aqib Talib. I know a lot of people don't like Aqib Talib, but when he was part of that no-fly zone with the Denver Broncos, him and, Chris Harris and everybody else, they attacked the ball. They played the ball, but there was plenty of times where Aqib was reading the quarterback and understood where that ball was going to be at, and he had the understanding of how his body worked and how he could go get it. He understood how quick he was and how fast he was, and he would make a play, and he picked those motherfuckers off. And if he got his hands on the ball and secured it, there's a good chance that dude was going to score a touchdown. That's what the Broncos need to get back to. That I love that they're great at defending the pass. Now I want to see them add on to that. Let's start getting some turnovers, because I don't feel like the Broncos have been that great at that. And I agree 100% with Troy Rank in that. It's like that's the next thing, okay? You got the locking them down and defending the ball. That's great. Now let's start picking those things off, okay? I'm not saying you have to start scoring touchdowns by it, but just give the offense some more opportunities and give your fellow defenders some time to relax. So, yes, Tyson, I'm excited about this football season, and I agree, Russ, as much as here's the thing with Russell Wilson. He was a good dude, but he was almost too good of a dude, and he just sucked the life out of everybody. And it wasn't the football atmosphere that everybody was wanting. I think everybody was just, I don't know. It didn't fit. Now, like I was reading something yesterday, Ben Roethlisberger was saying, hey, thanks, Denver. Thanks for spending all this money on Russell Wilson. We'll take him. Super Bowl champion, multiple Pro Bowls quarterback. Sure, we'll take him. Thanks. Essentially calling us a bunch of morons for paying to get rid of Russell Wilson. Here's the thing. We'll see if you're saying the same thing by the end of the season, Ben. Are you still going to be happy with Russell Wilson at the end of the season? Hopefully you are. But there's a real good chance you're not, because for whatever reason, whatever he officially brings to the table behind the scenes, he is just like deflating everybody's enthusiasm to be a football player. Nobody really seems to be wanting to play with him or are as energized. Now, that being said, I wasn't in the locker room. None of us were. And if I hear a reporter go, well, listen, I've been in the locker room. No, you've covered the locker room. That's a lot different. Being in the locker room and hearing the unfiltered truth from players, nobody's done that. Nobody in the media in Colorado has done that for a Russell Wilson era Bronco team. So nobody's done that. Now, that being said, you go tune into 104.3 The Fan. You got Philip Lindsay. You got, Mark Schlereth. You got, for now, Brandon Stokely. And I don't know if they have anybody else. I don't listen that much anymore. But you have those guys who have been in locker rooms. And some of them have won Super Bowls. They know what a locker room is like, and they can give you insight of when you have a guy like that, does it rub you the wrong way? But whatever Russ was bringing to the table, it just seemed more like, even though on the outside it seemed like a positive thing, it was just creating more negativity. And the vibe seems a lot different. Bo Nix is a young guy that can sling it. There's still a lot of people hating on Bo Nix. Fine, whatever. We'll see. I was reading something today that Bo Nix, the most overrated rookie of the season, something like that. Like, first of all, he hasn't taken a snap in the regular season yet, so shut the fuck up. We'll see. Time will tell. I want everybody to be wrong that's negative about Bo Nix. I have no reason to believe that he's going to be a bust. He's smart. He's athletic. He can sling it. That's what the Broncos need. And if he has a positive attitude and he's not sitting there trying to make people feel bad because they say bad words and whatever else, I think we're good. I think the vibe with the Denver Broncos is dramatically different with the subtraction of one player, and that one player is Russell Wilson. As good of a person as he seems, it's just, it didn't mesh. And that's okay. And hopefully Russell Wilson continues his career with success with Pittsburgh, and that's fine. As long as they don't beat the Broncos, I'm fine with that, okay? But it just didn't work here, okay? Think about, like, relationships. Sometimes you there's somebody that you're like, that's a good person, and it would be fun to hang out with them. Then you hang out with them, you're like, I don't know. I just don't like hanging out with them. Just, I just feel dirty afterwards. I don't know what it is, but I just don't like hanging out with them. That's kind of what it was with Russell Wilson. Couldn't really put your finger on it, but it just wasn't working. You look at his stats, he wasn't that bad last year. That's what's weird. But it didn't work. But then you look at the stats, that's one thing, but you actually start looking at clips and stuff like that, and you're like, he's missing guys that are wide fucking open. That's part of the problem. He's going for the easy throw, but then it's just like, dude, you had like Cortland Sutton wide open over there. You didn't fucking throw it to him. So anyway, Tyson, I'm right there with you. In Broncos country, I'm right there with you. I am so freaking excited for this season with the Denver Broncos. I have no reason to think that they can't win more than 7 games. I think it was Bet Online was saying that it's like 5.5. Yeah, I would say the Broncos win at least 9 games. That's what I'm gonna say. I know, everybody does it. I'm not gonna go through every single freaking game, but I'm just throwing that number out there because I believe in the Denver Broncos. I want them to do well. I say they win at least 9 games this season. Is that enough to get them into the playoffs? I don't know. I hope so, because that's the next thing that they need to get off their back. That and beating their fucking Raiders. And go ahead and beat the Chiefs again. They broke that losing streak to the Chiefs last year. They need to continue beating the Chiefs. And listen, just a reminder, Patrick Mahomes, be a good father, retire. That's all I'm saying. Why do you want to go to practice and play games when you could be playing games with your kids? That's all I'm saying, bud. Okay? I'm just saying. You've made some money. You'll make some more. Start a podcast. Everybody else is doing it. Like I was saying in that promo, is fucking Hawk Tuah has it. Hawk Tuah Girl. I don't even know her name. She's Hawk Tuah Girl, and she's signed up with the Logan Paul network, whatever it is. And she's starting her own show. I hope she does well. I do. And maybe this is like one of those weird moments for her where she'll look back when she's old and gray and she'll be like, dude, I can't believe it. Me joking around, talking about giving a guy a blowjob on some random street interview led to me having this enormous success. And that would be great for her. But it just kind of does until you hear her and see how well she does actually leading a show. If she does great, that's fantastic. But I mean, I've seen some interviews with her, and I'm like, it doesn't pop. But I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, she does well. But until then, it does kind of give a bad look to podcasters that actually, have work. Basically, I'm peanut butter and jealous. That's what's happening. I need to start talking about blowing people or licking vagina. That's what I need to talk about. DeHuff, how do you get what drives the ladies crazy in the bedroom? It's me eating sandwiches and then rubbing my belly full of mayonnaise. That really gets them going. Then I slap it at the end. Wait, what? It's the slap it at the end that ends up being the catchphrase. I'll be slapping at the end guy. They're like, oh, he slaps his belly button full of mayonnaise. Oh, that's so hot. Oh, he's married. Darn it. Luckiest woman in the world she is. My wife's going to listen to this and go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, what's wrong with you? No, seriously, best of luck to Hawk Tuah Girl. Sometimes opportunities just fall in your lap, but it's a matter of you taking those opportunities, tucking them under, and then running forward with them. She could have just let that opportunity sit on the ground and walk away from it. But you don't know when opportunities like that are going to exist. So she has to. You can't knock her for that. As much as you kind of want to and poke fun of it, because it's easy. But she has to run forward with that. Get the money while she can. Because you don't know if that's going to come back your way. And guess what? She's going to get a lot of people tuning in to see what it sounds like. And what they're going to do is they're going to stockpile her with a bunch of miscellaneous guests. And how they'll do that is they'll get a bunch of, as the producer, what I would do is if I'm producing multiple shows, okay, you're going to be on with Logan Paul and his brother. I don't know the name of their show, but I'm sure it's really good. I've never listened to it. That's not a knock against them. That's a knock against me. Okay, I want you to come on with this guy, but in return, we need you to go on with Hawk Tuah Girl. I don't know her name. And then maybe one other show. So it's kind of like a bundle. So that's the way you do it. Be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. And maybe do like, say, 10 minutes with her, and then we'll just combine them with other stuff. That's how I would do it. Can you do us a favor? It's going to be great exposure on the guy's show, and she's up and coming. It's still going to get a lot of views, but it's just more bang for your buck type of thing. You cool with that? Yeah, that's great. For her, again, you got to run with it. It's kind of frustrating for somebody like me that's been grinding, and I'm in my mid 600s for shows. But that's the way it goes. One day, all of a sudden, somebody could go, hey, DeHuff, I want you part of our network. And this network is going to quadruple your views and your listens, whatever. Like, okay, I'll do it. I don't want to blow anybody, though, okay? Listen, I know I was joking about it on the show, but I don't want to blow anybody. No. I've done my part. Good times. Good times. The great oldies. Cool 105. Beep, beep, beep. Sorry. Thanks for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Big thanks to Bet Online. Go ahead and check out betonline.ag. Also, if you want to be a sponsor on the show, hit me up, DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. Like I said, I'm helping you out because the holiday season's right around the corner. So I'm like, you know what? It would be fun is let's give people half price. So hit me up, DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. You're helping me out. I'm helping you out by spreading the word of your great company. So, and it's just a 2-month commitment. If you want to do more than that, we'll talk afterwards. But it's essentially a 2-month trial run just to see what you get from it. And that's how confident I am in my listeners and everybody else. So thank you guys so much for joining the show. You guys are amazing. Remember, if somebody gives you an opportunity, just grab it and run with it because you just don't know if it's going to come about anymore. Okay. You just don't know. Also, don't spend money on dumb shit, especially crack, because that's a really bad idea. I shouldn't have to tell you, don't spend your money on crack, but hey, here we are. Maybe some of you are like, oh, I was just going to drop all that money on crack, but Duff told me not to. Wow. Really saved my bacon on that one, Duff. Thanks so much. Anyway, if you can eat some bacon today, please do so because bacon's fucking delicious. Anyway, you guys have an amazing day. Let's continue to move forward. I'm an idiot. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time.